Time now for our Weekend Spotlight. Throughout his 20-year career, Michael Bublé's name has been synonymous with universal standards, the kind of music that seems to transcend generations. Jeff Bennett spoke with him earlier this week to learn about the mind behind the voice.
In a modern musical era where crooners are few and far between, Michael Bublé occupies a lane all his own, reinterpreting timeless jazz and big band classics alongside his own contemporary pop songs. Bublé is out with his 11th full-length album titled Higher. It includes a duet with Willie Nelson and a recording with Sir Paul McCartney. Bublé is currently back on the road. His new concert tour just wrapped up in the UK and is now taking him across the US. I spoke with Michael Bublé this past week ahead of his show in Washington, D.C.
I might be falling for you, I don't know.
What's it like when you stand on that stage and you're responsible for captivating an arena full of 20,000 people just by the sheer force of your personality and your performance? How do you do it?
Well, I think there's an alter ego thing. I really do. I think it's a way of having self-protection, but in another way, I think that there's this magic in becoming the superhero that you always wanted to be.
Yeah.
There's this magic in the peace of knowing that you can seduce an audience that way, or a relationship that way. I think there's a lot of joy in that. So the truth is, it became, in my early 20s, it was a lot scarier. And now, as I'm in my 40s and I've been out here for 25 years, it's just joy. Often within the moment, I'm going, wow, I can't believe this is my life. I get to do this.
Whoa, because when you go low, I get high.
You've always been really intentional about the songs that you choose to interpret. What informs that? What informs the choices you make about, I want to sing this song and not that one?
Love.
Wow.
I mean, listen, if I don't love it, if it is something that doesn't completely fill me up, I can't, there's no way I'll do it. And I know that I'm going to have to do this for the rest of my life. And if I'm lucky enough to do this till I'm an old man, if people don't, kick me off the stage and say, Bublé, you're done, you shouldn't be out there, then I need to absolutely love and be in the moment of every song. And tonight, it's weird, my shows will be, obviously there's a bunch, I'm really lucky, I wrote a bunch of hit songs, so I got a bunch of originals that people know, and I'm blessed that I have new hits, and I try not to be too self-indulgent about that, and I don't want to do all new stuff or all old stuff. I try to keep a really good balance so I know people are getting, basically it's the hits. It's like, if you come, I want you to walk away and go, oh man, he did everything we wanted him to do. He didn't leave out feeling good. He sang Haven't Met You Yet. You know what I mean? There's like, but every song has to be loved. And when I make a record and I go into the studio, it's weird. It's a very weird thing. And intentional is a good word, because I will, there's times where I'll come to a producer and I'll say, I have an idea, and they'll go, no, I'm like, you can't do that. Like, for instance, on this last record,
People
I think,
still tell you no?
Oh,
you say that?
no, but they go like, Barry White, my first, my last, my everything. They go like,
okay,
dude, no one does that. No one. But there was a point at which I felt I could breathe life into that song, and that there would be genuine care and love, and that the song would be a celebration of joy, of the joy I have for the song, the joy I have when I look at my wife and I sing it to her in the kitchen, a joy I have for the nostalgia of that sense of romance. And I'll go, no, you know what, I have a way, I think I can do it, that it deserves to be done. And I have a concept that I think is strong and thick and rich. And I think if I believe it, like any actor, if I believe in the script, if I believe in the words coming out of my mouth, I will give my audience no choice but to believe with me.
Yeah.
And it's a weird thing, because it does happen sometimes where you do something or you cover a song, and then you go out on stage and you don't buy it, and you can feel that they feel it.
Wow.
And it never gets back into a set list again.
Well, I will tell you, the duet with Willie Nelson, crazy.
Dude,
I mean, that's just,
crazy good, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry, that was so cheesy. He's my hero, man. That's one of my big heroes.
There's so few of those guys left. There's so few musical heroes left, unfortunately.
And it's weirder too that people go, oh, like a country guy, and I go,
Yeah.
country guy?
Yeah.
I know he's a country guy, but for me, one of the great records of my life was Stardust,
Yeah.
where he was covering all these incredible songs. And I think it's one of the greatest things in my life, getting to work with him and meet not just him, but getting to know his wife, who is an incredible, wonderful, kind, real, funny, amazing woman. Like this, there was so much about this record that was a real massive joy for me. There was a lot of pinching myself working with Sir Willie Nelson, working with Sir Paul McCartney.
And writing with your son, apparently, because as I understand it, he wrote the vocal melody for Higher.
That's right. He wrote part of the chorus. Yeah.
Does he get a songwriting credit, or does he just get an allowance?
He
or?
reminds me every few seconds that he sang that in the shower. Yeah. And that just came out as a single now, and it's becoming a hit, and it's really weird to say that, you know. And it's funny because the other day he said, "Poppy, how come you don't tell people on stage?" And I said, "No, I will. When it's a hit, I'll tell people. But for now, I don't want anybody to go, it was written by an 8-year-old, you know, it was co-written by an 8-year-old. We won't get." So he's got credit. And he deserves it. And I'm one of those guys who feels like if I'm in a room with you and you write, it doesn't matter what you write. If you're in the room with me and you're part of it, you share in it.
Listening to this latest album, I was paying close attention to your technique, because the contemporary stuff sounds completely different than when you sing the classics. How do you do it? How do you place your voice? How do you, what informs your approach?
I think my love of music, and I think it's easy to study something when you love it. I understand the logistics of singing that way, and how to sing differently when I sing stylistically. I can walk you through. I think it's boring, but
I think it's fascinating.
you do. Yeah,
I really do.
I always feel it's weird. And it's hard for me not to do without singing. But there's a way people sing today with runs and sort of the sound of a voice, and then, and it's funny because I'll watch like guys on YouTube and they'll break it down and they'll go, "You see, when he sings the standards, he does these scoops and it's like, no, that's not. I mean, It's easier for me to tell you, I've done this before, but to tell you how differently my heroes sing. I mean, Dean Martin would kind of, get real low, drop his epiglottis, very similar to Elvis Presley, and you'd have a fast vibrato. And Elvis and Dean almost sound the same. I mean, with Elvis, you'd have a wise men say, and he would do this quick vibrato and real low. And if Dean had done that, he would do this weird turn where he'd go, "Only fools rush in," and it sounds kind of effortless. Sinatra sings on the vowels.
Yeah.
Where it's oohs and ees, but I can't help falling in love with, and he does the weird ease. I don't know, the soul music, all the people I love, from Donny Hathaway to Sam Cooke, there's all of these little, tiny little changes that they
the nuances.
The nuances, yeah. And I mean, I basically have stolen as much as I possibly could from my heroes, as much as I could. And years ago, I had met Tony Bennett. We were doing a record for the first time together. And I said, "No, Mr. Bennett, I said, I have just stolen so much from you and Frank and Dean and Bobby and Ella and Louie and Preem and all these people." And he smiled at me and he said, "Well," he said, "kid," he said, "you steal from one," he said, "you're just a thief. But when you steal from everyone, you can call it research." And I thought that was great. Because we all do it, man. Everyone is paying tribute to someone else. I don't care if it's Zeppelin or the Beatles or Elvis Presley or the Mills Brothers, Dean Martin. You can sort of almost trace the steps back to who has turned on who and how they have paid tribute by taking certain things and making them theirs.
Yeah. And then separate from the singing, you also have the reinterpreting and arranging songs, which is also a gift and a skill.
I think that's my favorite thing about all of it. And I think I have a very cinematic way of looking at music, at songs, and I think a very visual way. I think it's one of my favorite things about music is what I love about cinema. It's the one place where all of us cynical people especially if we go to a movie theater. It's that one place where we drop that sense of cynicism and we allow ourselves that childlike wonderment that we see in our kids, you know?
Yeah.
And for a little bit, we drop the facade and we allow ourselves to believe that the good guy wins, and that, you know, Superman can fly, and that romance can happen for all of us. And I love that part of cinema, and it's what I love about music. It's why I hear a song like "Cry Me a River" and I come up with that, you know, that arrangement, because I hear this very cinematic, dark, yet beautiful, almost revenge song, very Bond-esque.
Yeah.
Or I sing something like, on the last record, I think I did La Vie en Rose. And right away I was like, okay, I see this, it's me, and I think this is a partner of mine. We're walking through the streets of Paris. I'm an American in Paris, singing my heart language. I meet her, I fall in love. And as you hear the song, as I explain it, you can sort of see visually how that starts to inform the arrangement, how it changes. And for me, it's cool for me to do interviews because I love talking about, you know, each, you know, especially when I have a new record come out and I go, oh, and then this song, that's what this song's about. So this is the cinematic moment. Even like this show is very cinematic. I mean, the opening of this show, my musical director and I, Nicholas, wrote this massive, big, starting, I don't know what you'd call it, this crazy theme that in a way I think just builds so much anticipation that I sort of lay a foundation of what you should expect in the arena. You know, that it gets really, it's very dramatic, and that's, I guess I'm a dramatic dude in that way. Yet in the rest of my life I'm easygoing, but in that artistic life I am, awesome. really dramatic.
It feels like you're in a great space right now.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Life is good. I mean, listen, I've come through a lot. You know, we went through a big family thing with my son and his illness, and I think I have a great sense of perspective. I think I'm in a really good creative place.
Yeah.
And I think more than anything, it makes me really grateful. And I think it's important to stay grateful, and it's important to stay hungry. And I see so many artists that I love and admire, and they get to a point in their career where they just start getting comfortable, and they start kind of doing the same thing they did 30 years ago, and they just sort of get in a pattern. And because it's scary. It's scary to move out of your comfort zone. It's scary to do new things. It's scary to call Sir Paul McCartney and Willie Nelson. It's scary to work with new writers and new producers. It's scary to build an ambitious show like this. But it's also, I think, what keeps you relevant and what keeps you motivated, and hopefully keeps an audience motivated to come and see you. We're living in a time that is super difficult. I mean, people are hurting, the economy's not great. And if you want people to come and spend their hard-earned money on a ticket, then you better damn well put on an experience that they feel is great value for their dollar.
Yeah,
So,
Stay hungry and be grateful. That's good advice.
those are the things.
Right on. Michael Bublé.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I had a great time with you.
Yeah.
Thank you.